Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about sinking funds, and more specifically, if you are new to setting up a specific savings plan or new to budgeting or just now learning of sinking funds and wanting to know which ones you should set up, I'm going to share those with you today. Thanks so much for being here today. My name is Kristen, and if you are new to my channel, I make new videos every single week about personal finance and intentional living. And if you have no idea what a sinking fund is, then I suggest you pause this video and quickly go watch this video first. This is going to tell you everything you need to know about sinking funds, why you should have them, and what you need to do to set them up. So go ahead and check that video out and then come right back to this one so you can learn which sinking funds you should get started with. Now, remember, the whole point of a sinking fund is that it protects your budget. So it's really important that you set these sinking funds up and that you are contributing to them so that when the need arises, you can easily take money out of that sinking fund and you don't have to touch your budget. So the first sinking fund that is absolutely necessary, in my opinion, is Christmas. Now, of course, this is only going to apply to you if you're celebrating Christmas, or you could also push this one over to any other holiday that you spend a lot of money on throughout the year. So if you also celebrate Christmas, then I absolutely recommend you set up a Christmas sinking fund, and we like to try and contribute to it every single month. But if monthly doesn't really work for you and your budget or your pay schedule, that's okay. Remember, you can contribute to sinking funds on any schedule that works for you, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, or even twice a year. However you want to do it is fine. We contribute to ours monthly because that just works best for us. The next fund I highly suggest you set up is a home sinking fund. Now, this is perfect for any kind of home maintenance. You could also save for your property taxes or school taxes that you pay throughout the year. You could also use this to save in your homeowners association, spring maintenance, fall maintenance on your home or your landscaping. Also, if you do not escrow your insurance throughout the year along with your mortgage, then you can also use that fund to save for your homeowner's insurance. If you are a pet owner, you absolutely need a pet sinking fund. We love our fur kids so much, but they are expensive, especially if they get sick, especially if they're on medication, just their yearly well visits, not to mention all the toys, treats, gear, clothing. I don't really put clothing on my dogs, but some people do. So anything associated with pets, you can go ahead and save for in your pet sinking fund. We even save for ours for if we have to go away and we need to pay a pet sitter. So again, these are just suggestions and you can use them however you like or adapt them however you like. But please, 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 if you are a pet owner, start a pet sinking fund. It will ensure that you are able to give your pet the best possible care without ever making you go into debt to take care of your pet. The next sinking fund, again, isn't going to apply to everybody, but if you have kids, then you for sure need a kids sinking fund. Now, I know everybody says children are so expensive, and a lot of the things we can plan for, right? We can plan when we have babies. You know you're gonna have possibly diaper costs, possibly formula costs, possibly daycare costs, depending on your specific situation. But there's so many associated costs and things that pop up with kids that we just don't really expect. Even just going to birthday parties as they get older, it seems like when they're invited to one birthday party, they're invited to 4 birthday parties all at the same time. Sports fees, little gifts for other holidays that are not Christmas. Whether it's Valentine's Day, Easter, Halloween, whatever you do, it's nice to have a little bit of money set aside so that you don't have to try and fumble around with your regular budget when different things pop up. We also save for things like school pictures, yearbook order forms, and other fees that the school charges throughout the year for field trips, equipment, etc. I like to have a little extra money set aside that we can go ahead and give to the kids and not even have to build it into our regular budget. even though we don't travel much, I always like to have a vacation sinking fund set up. It's not something we contribute to all the time or on a regular basis, but if we ever do find ourselves with some extra money that comes in or extra money in our budget, I'm always sure to throw even just a couple dollars into that vacation sinking fund, because vacations can be expensive, right? And there's 4 of us in our family, so that means anytime we need a flight, we need 4 flights. Especially after this past year, we all deserve a vacation. So if you are hoping to go somewhere or take an upcoming trip, make sure you're setting up that vacation sinking fund. Another important fund you want to be thinking of is a vehicle sinking fund. Now, you can use this however you like. You can use it just to save for a new vehicle whenever the time comes. And we use our vehicle sinking fund for a whole bunch of different things. We use it for any car maintenance. We use it for any kind of license renewal or renewing our vehicle registrations, which we have to do every year here in Pennsylvania. We also use it to pay for our emissions and inspections here. That also has to be done annually for every vehicle. You can use it for car insurance. You can use it to save up for a new vehicle. So we know within the next year or two, we are going to want to purchase a new to us vehicle. So we have been trying to save money in our vehicle sinking fund so we can save up for that. But at the very least, you want to make sure you have money put aside for any kind of maintenance that comes up, because we all know how expensive it can be if your car breaks down or something goes wrong, and you do not want to be stuck so that the only way you can pay for it is by using a credit card. And the last sinking fund that I absolutely recommend you have is a medical sinking fund. So this is going to depend a lot on your specific insurance. For us, we are very fortunate that our insurance is really low cost and really great coverage. So we don't have to save quite as much in a medical sinking fund. But if you are somebody who has either some health concerns and you are constantly getting medical bills in the mail, then this one is an absolute must for you. I really hate seeing people get themselves in financial trouble when they have unexpected medical emergencies happen, and it just throws everything off for them. These bills can be astronomical, and while insurance is great, it's really important that we try and protect ourselves and again protect our budget. So set up a medical sinking fund to sit down and talk with your partner or your spouse if you have one, and really decide of what a good amount is. At the very least, look at what your deductible is for the year, and please try to at least put that aside so you're not surprised or hit with a huge bill if somebody gets sick or injured. We like to use our medical sinking fund for any kind of doctor's co-pays or any kind of medicine, and also any kind of first aid supplies that we keep around the house. So again, you can use yours however you like. That's how we use ours, and it works really well for us. It's just nice because often when one person gets sick in the house, it spreads, so then you need to get more medication, whether it's prescription or over the counter, and then you usually incur more co-pays as each person has to go to the doctor. So that one is used often and has helped us out a lot. Now, those are my recommendations of the 7 essential sinking funds you absolutely need to have in order to protect your budget. But of course, if any of these don't apply to you, don't make them. And if you have other needs that I haven't mentioned, make sure you set up sinking funds for those needs. We have a ton of sinking funds, not just the ones mentioned. I just chose these 7 funds as ways to really help you get started and cover most of the things that cost a lot of money. You're not limited to any of these, of course. Let me know in the comments if you already have some of these set up. I'd love to hear from you guys, and let me know what other sinking funds are absolutely necessary for you and your specific situation. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate you, and I just want to give you a quick reminder that my new money course for women, Make Over Her Money, is coming soon, and don't forget to go to makeoverhermoney.com so you can get on the wait list and get all of the information and early bird specials when enrollment is open. I appreciate you so much for spending some time with me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back here next week. Have a great day. Bye. Yesterday